contest in the party primaries next month. The announcement is part of the party's process to confirm candidates to contest for the general election scheduled for October 29th this year. Here's a report by Abu Twalib Makame, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
After a long wait, finally the Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM ideology, publicity and training secretary Amos Makala is here. He announces the names of the aspirants nominated by the Central Committee of the party, ready to contest for the party primaries on 4th August this year.
Uchaguzi wa safari ndani ya Chama cha Mapinduzi.
This time's election within Chama cha Mapinduzi has broken records for our party and has shown greater enthusiasm than ever before. A large number of people have come forward, with over 5,000 parliamentary candidates and over 30,000 ward-level candidates. Therefore, managing and completing this process requires a great attention to ensure its success.
The Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM ideology, publicity and training secretary Amos Makala says the party is ready for the upcoming general election.
As we head towards the general elections, we continue to make progress. This means we are currently in the internal process within CCM, and after that, we'll have our official candidates. As you know, today we have finalized all the ward councillors' candidates, and we have announced the representatives and members of parliament. As for the presidential candidates, we handled that task earlier and did it very well. We already have our presidential candidates in place.
To discuss further the CCM nominations in studio, we have Pertinence Niagira, who is a political analyst. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
What is your overall take on CCM announcements of the nominated aspirants to contest in the party primaries?
It has come with a mixed feeling, actually. And you know, we are, as a country, we are looking between continuity vis-a-vis renewal. Now, when you look at it in between, you find most of the faces are the faces which served in the 4th and the 5th regime, the majority of it. These are the people who had been tested. And one may say, or a critic may say that, or no, it is because we are combining the old experience with the new. Because you can see the party's principles and rules and regulations that changed before. They were talking of 3, now they came up to 7, up to 4, up to 5, depending on the number from each constituency or from each level. So this is what is happening. We look at the new face, but at the same time, we have old faces of which they are questionable if at all they are going to deliver the maximum they expect. Because we say you can't solve yesterday's problem, today's problem by using yesterday's method, and you think you will catch up with it tomorrow. So these are the questions within the political sphere or the political spectrum. They expected something more than what they have seen today.
Well, based on the names dropped and nominated, has the process proven political maturity in the party nomination process of the CCM party?
Somehow, or partly yes, because the process has not yet ended. Because from tomorrow, they will have 5 days of going to the ward, introducing themselves, and later now they'll go to the second stage where they are going for voting. After voting now, the very same process like what has been concluded today will begin afresh. So it is still a long way to go. It hasn't actually ended. It has just begun. So when you're looking at the procedures which have been made within the CCM rules and regulations, up to now you can see yes. But now still some questions that how about the 40 people, which criteria do you use to come up with the 4, to come up with 5, to come up with 6, to come up with 7? So these are the questions which still need to be answered. And when you look at the democratization process within the party, still have a lot, because they see the members themselves are not at hand, are not actually the priority to vote. Because you can see the first procedure, the first step, when you fill the forms, you vie for being appointed or approved, still the Central Committee will be the one now coming up with names, even to those who are going to be voted. still is the Central Committee. So there are still some issues there which need to be questioned or to be sorted for the future democratic process which we
well, based on today's surprises,
yes.
Do you think there are still more surprises maybe on the 4th of August?
Yes, there will be more, because extension of the rules that we should at least have more than 4 or 5 or 6 just tells you what will happen. So after August, you will be able to tell that there will be more surprises more than this.
Well, prior to the nominations, the CCM chairperson insisted on the party to give more chance to the youth and make the nominations as representative as possible. Has the nomination so far proved so?
I may say it is a political wish of which it needed to be approved by the entire process. We have seen, yes, we have some new faces. For example, when you look one constituency, they are attached with some old faces, of which they are so experienced, and these are the young upcoming, of where when you look at it or between the lines, you see these young upcoming may have a serious battle to go through. Maybe because the Central Committee still have the upper hand, let me wait and see if it will deliver to that standard the chair has spoken.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
If you've just joined us, we were chatting with Patinas Nyagira, who is a political analyst, regarding the announced names of the nominated aspirants to contest in the CCM party primaries next month. In other news, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says the 4th Africa-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum should expect practical solutions to the trade and investment challenges facing African and Caribbean countries. He furthermore insists that the challenges should be openly discussed and clearly identify all the obstacles that curtail full trade ties amongst the countries. Here are more details.
Representing President Samia Suluhu Hassan, the Prime Minister made the call while participating in the discussion involving heads of state and government at the opening of the Africa-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2025, held in St. George, Grenada.
Provided today we are here, and head of states, head of governments are here discussing about the facilitation of trade, Africa-Caribbean. This issue should be addressed openly. We have to analyze all obstacles hindering businesses in Africa and the Caribbean. And this platform of trade investment here in Grenada, it's a time to come up with a solution on how to do business and trade investment all over the African continent and Caribbean.
On the other hand, the Prime Minister of Grenada, Deacon Thomas Michel, underscores the importance of formalization of resources and strengthen economic platforms, including the Africa-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum.
We must institutionalize, resource, and support forums like ACTIV to ensure that that young man who spoke to me yesterday understands that the very survival, prosperity, and dignity of him and his peers depends on the economic decisions we make today about the need to foster closer economic and trading ties between Africa and its diaspora.
President and Chairman of the Board of Directors, Afreximbank Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, insists the platform should have its own institutions with the capacity to accelerate development faster.
An era of declining development assistance to our economies, coupled with the exit of international banks, and the imperative to build our economies using our own resources and institutions, we must develop our own institutions that are capable of financing our development. Consequently, we are working with the CARICOM Secretariat to establish the Caribbean Exim Bank, an institution that we hope will catalyze trade and industrial development in the region.
The purpose of ACTIF is to strengthen the historical and cultural ties that exist between Africa and the Caribbean to create a friendly environment for trade and investment between the two sides, as well as to stimulate economic development.
Today, in our segment of BRT Unpacked, we take a closer look at the 6 transformative phases of the bus rapid transport project facing the city of Dar es Salaam. As Tanzania continues to reimagine urban mobility, the BRT is emerging as one of the country's most ambitious infrastructure undertakings. Caroline Maleo has more details.
It is a story of a city on the move, of a vision that seeks to transform chaos into connectivity. Dar es Salaam, once crippled by daily traffic paralysis, is now stepping boldly into a new era of structured, efficient urban transport. The Bus Rapid Transit System, known widely as BRT, is being rolled out in 6 carefully planned phases, each designed to decongest the city and bring mobility closer to the people. According to engineer Frank Mbilinyi, BRT project manager from TANROADS, each phase is more than just a steel and pavement. It is a calculated step in redesigning urban life.
The project, the BRT, Dar es Salaam BRT project was planned and is implemented in 6 phases. The first phase involves the construction of the about 20.9 kilometers from the CBD, the Central Business District, and the city center, to Kimara, which involves Morogoro Road, covering 20.9 kilometers, and this was constructed and completed. The second phase, which was also completed, construction was completed last year, involves the Kilwa Road from CBD again to Mbagala, and a part of Kawa Road from Magomeni going to Changombe Road, connecting again to Kilwa Road, which is also about 20 kilometers. Third phase, of which this is what we are standing here now, we are at the International Airport Dar es Salaam, involves the construction of this infrastructure from the city center again up to Gongolamboto through this Nyerere Road, and a part of the Uhuru Street to Buguruni and Ilala, connect to Kariakor. So again, this involves construction of 23.3 kilometers of road in total.
The blueprint does not end there.
The fourth phase also involves construction of BRT infrastructure from the city center again, passing through Ali Hassan Mwinyi Road to Mwenge and connect to Ubungo, where we have already constructed the connecting hub at the Ubungo there. That is lot 1, and then the second lot for this BRT phase 4 is connecting, is construction up to from Mwenge to Tegeta. Also, it covers about more than 30 kilometers. The fifth phase has not yet started, but we are about to start, and this involves the construction of BRT infrastructure along Mandela Road from Ubungo going to the old port access, now Mandela Road, to the port. Last phase is phase 6. Phase 6 is being planned to be to involve some roads of Mwai Kibaki Road in the city of Dar es Salaam, and the extension of phase 1 from Kimara to Mbezi up to Kibaha. Actually, the road has already been constructed, but the other infrastructure needs to be constructed there. And also, this 6th phase is expected to involve extension of the second phase from Bagara up to Vikindu.
Together, these phases form a transport corridor that will eventually span over 130 kilometers, serving millions and redefining how Dar es Salaam breathes, moves, and grows. As the city continues to expand, the BRT system is no longer just a response to congestion. It is a symbol of progress, opportunity, and a promise of a more connected future. Join us in the next story, where we'll explore how this ambitious infrastructure is set to drive economic transformation across the city and in the country at large. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Caroline Maleo, TBC News.
The Minister for Industry and Trade, Dr. Selemani Jaffo, says the government believes the completion of the Kwala Industrial Park project in the coast region opens more than 50,000 direct employment opportunities for unemployed Tanzanians. Speaking to journalists in Dar es Salaam, Dr. Jaffo says the park is set to be officially launched on Thursday this week by President Samia Suluhu Hassan, making Tanzania a home to a total of 7 industrial parks aimed at attracting more investment.
Mpaka hivi sasa tayari viwanda 12 vimeshajengwa.
Now 12 factories have been already installed and 7 of them are operating, and our target is to create many jobs as we can for Tanzanians in the Kwala Industrial Park area.
Katika eneo lile la Kwala Industrial Park.
On his part, the chairman of the Kwala Industrial Park, Jason Huang, says more than $3 billion has already been invested in the area.
12 factories, which 7 factories already in production, 5 factories under construction. These 12 factories occupy the land, has a land size of 1 million square meters, which is 250 acres. They have taken the land.
So far, the Kwala area hosts 12 factories, 7 of which are already producing various products, including refrigerators. In other news, the Deputy Prime Minister of Tanzania, Dr. Doto Biteko, has commended Professor Mark Mwandosia for his bravery and openness in sharing his personal battle with cancer in his new memoir, Living with Cancer. Dr. Biteko made the remarks in Dar es Salaam during the official launch of the book, Living with Cancer, Diaries of Multiple Myeloma Patient, written by seasoned politician Professor Mark Mwandosia and published by Mkuki Nanyota. Rioba Stephen reports.
The Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Doto Biteko, praised the memoir as a powerful account of faith, harness, resilience. He noted that the book sends a strong message of hope that a cancer diagnosis is not the end, but a part of life's journey.
Illness humbles us. It teaches us to be grateful for even a single extra day granted by God. It reminds us that the true meaning of life is found in others, and the family is often the greatest source of healing.
Also present was Mkuki Goya, Executive Director of Mkuki Nanyota Publishers, who described the book as a real and a moving reflection of suffering and triumph, adding that it connects deeply with the Tanzanian leaders. He noted that this marked the 3rd title they have published from Professor Mwandosia.
What was very important about this book is that it is a personal reflection and a personal testimony of suffering, but not just suffering, but also of hope. The professor was keeping a diary for all those years, documenting hour after hour, minute after minute, day after day, week after week, month after month, of what he went through.
When we talk of multiple myeloma, this is a blood cancer, and the cell that is involved is a blood cell, specifically a type of white blood cell called a plasma cell. Basically, the message that I got from all this is that normally we look at the disease as doctors, but Professor Mwandosia basically unveiled what is behind the disease. We were able to see the experience of the patient, the feelings that they have, the pain that they go through, and everything else that is attached to the patient.
Among the attendees was Jema Barwan, a cancer survivor who expressed their deep appreciation for the book, calling it an inspiration and a reminder that survive is possible with the strength and support.
So as a cancer survivor, as my fellow cancer survivor, Professor Mark Mwandosia, I'm really proud, and this message goes to all Tanzanian women and men, young and adults, going through cancer treatment. You can survive. You can do it. Have faith, be content, be happy, be your treatment.
It is clear this is not just a personal story. It is a national conversation starter. Living with cancer offers more than just insight into a private battle. Rioba Stephen, TVC News.
The acting director of the Vocational Education and Training Authority, VETA, Angela Singonyani, says the joint project between the authority and the Italian Development Agency has made it possible for more than 5,000 young people with disabilities to benefit from the vocational trainings each year. He made the remarks during the closing of the project, explaining that the project included the provision of advanced facilities to 3 VETA centers in Tanzania and training for teachers who teach students with special needs. Here's a story by Ismail Bugza, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
The 3 years project that supports inclusion of the people with disabilities in the employment sector by providing them with skills reaches its climax in Dar es Salaam. Rahim Ramadhan is one of the beneficiaries of the project. Here she explains how the training has changed her life. Now I can go to places and ask for a job because I have the abilities and skills that are required for the job. Before that, it was a bit difficult to get a job. But now I can go somewhere and get employed and get a job that will sustain me. I have studied food production, and I believe that it will help me to get more opportunities. Team leader for the Italian Agency for Development, Paolo Razzini, says the Italian government will continue to support social inclusion to ensure people with disabilities in Tanzania fully participate in the national development.
So the objectives of this project is to really work on the human capital, reinforcing their capabilities and to make these people employable for the development of the country and to reinforce community development through a community-based approach.
Our component of the project was focused on supporting students with disability in having education, professional courses, and also support for their career.
The disability inclusion expert says the initiative will continue to be of benefit to the future generations.
First of all, it sets a ground for empowering such groups through education and skills. As we know, education and skills is a powerful tool for empowerment. By offering inclusive vocational training, we are giving individuals the skills they need to secure good jobs and improve their quality of life.
VETA insists the project will promote self-reliance among the people with disabilities.
By providing disability awareness training to these key stakeholders in education, it means we are removing barriers to inclusion. We are paving the way for students with disabilities now and in the future to feel free to be able to join vocational training centers, achieve their education goals.
The project has benefited regions of Dar es Salaam, Mbeya, and Morogoro.
In case you missed any of our news stories, remember you can always go to our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and watch anytime, anywhere. Before concluding the local news tonight, let's take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. And in sports, the Julius Nyerere International Airport Director Bertha Bankwa says they have located special areas where national teams and administrators participating in the African National Championship CHAN will be received with hospitality. Speaking with TBC News, Bankwa revealed that they want to show the teams and fans coming to support their teams that Tanzania is well structured to handle big international events like the CHAN tournament.
We have already started to receive guests from the CHAN competition since last week, and we are well prepared in collaboration with local organizers. As you can see outside there, we have a booth where guests are received when they are waiting for transport. I would like to use this opportunity to announce to the public that we have different lounges which provide services and other doing businesses where you can also get luxury cars to carry you to your destination.
And finally, Simba Sports Club Chief Executive Officer Zubeda Sakuru says the 20 billion Betway sponsorship will boost the performances of the club in the African continental competition. Speaking during the signing ceremony with the new sponsorship Betway held in Dar es Salaam, CEO Sakuru added that the sponsorship will uplift competitive edge in the Tanzanian Premier League and CAF tournament.
This portfolio not only allows us as partners to venture into collaborative fund engagement that we have and also leverage on the new diversification that we have, given the fact that Simba Sports Club has a bigger fan base across Tanzania, Africa, and globally.
Simba Sports Club has a new sponsor, and that sponsor that Simba has, which is Betway, our main aim is to come and lift up the Tanzanian football scene. So we have started with Simba, and we are looking forward into looking into other areas.
And that's the end of the sports news. And now, before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello dear weather viewers, my name is Jess Makwata from Tanzania Meteorological Authority. Welcome for 24 hours weather forecast starting from tonight. During the night we expect a cooler condition over the southwestern islands as compared to the rest part of the country, with the lowest minimum temperature of 7 degrees Celsius expected over Njombe region. In terms of wind, we expect wind to flat speed of 30 kilometers per hour for Lake Nyasa, Rukwa, as well as northern part of Lake Tanganyika. Southern part of Lake Tanganyika, Lake Victoria together with northern coast, we expect wind to flat speed of 40 kilometers per hour, while over the southern coast we expect wind to flat speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Therefore, period of strong winds are expected over the entire coastal belt, Lake Victoria, as well as southern part of Lake Tanganyika. People conducting marine activities over those mentioned areas are advised to take necessary precautions. Tomorrow we expect Tanga, Dar es Salaam and Pwani, together with islands of Unguja and Pemba, to feature partly cloud condition, light rain showers over a few areas in sun period. And the rest part of the country we expect just partly cloud condition and long sun periods. Now let's have the next 4 days weather forecast. Dar es Salaam we expect to experience light rain showers, while Dodoma we expect to feature partly cloud condition and long sun periods. Mbeya region we are also expected to feature partly cloud condition and long sun period. While over Mwanza, we also expected to feature mainly partly cloud condition. Dear viewers, from Kilimanjaro, we expected to feature partly cloud condition and long sun periods. While over Morogoro, we expected just light rain showers over a few areas. Arusha region, we expected to feature partly cloud condition and long sun periods. Dear viewers, from Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is what we have for today. Thanks for watching, and have a good time.
And that's all we have for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Kanki Mwegomore. Good night.
Unaangalia TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.